A very warm welcome back to a slightly snowy looking Katowice. I can assure you it's a little bit warmer outside right now from when that was shot a couple of weeks ago on our way here to Poland. This is ESL One Katowice and we're in to the bracket stage. That's right, we've done all of our groups. If you're just joining us, you've missed a wonderful group stage full of some surprises and some fantastic Dota. Go and check out the VODs when you can. Our upper bracket semi-finals are well underway. I can tell you in the other one, which is over on Stream B, I don't want to spoil it too much because you might be watching it. You might want to watch it later. Mute yourself, mute me now. Good, Gambit are ahead in that one, over in game 1 right now, but it's very close, and it's a very long game. It's some 47, 48 minutes in, so that one's going on Stream B right now. We are focused here on Team Secret versus NIP. A little bit of a derby in some ways between these two, with so many different players on each of these two teams having played together on various different formations, both in Secret and in NIP and in Optic last year as well. So plenty to talk about, and we're back with our panel members once more. Blitz and Purge are here. Gents, I wanted to talk to you about how calm these guys are.
I mean, they're historically, yes, a lot of calm players.
Like
but
chilled, right? All this stress and pressure, and they all just seem to stay very calm.
I mean, that's pretty typical for a lot of Dota players as a whole. And it is only game 1. If you want to be winners, and both of these teams have very, very typical winners on it, then you're going to be calm. I don't think it's that unnatural.
If we were a team, a talent team,
okay,
you know, and we could include all the guys that are backstage right now, or the commentary team, who would be the calmest? Who's the calmest in our team?
Not sure.
Cap's pretty chill.
I don't think Cap would be the person I would name.
Okay. Well, you've played with him, so that might influence you a little bit differently. Just
because if someone is, he's very good at pointing out things that are wrong, and he gets amped up when he does it. So I would not define that as calm. Okay. I'm not saying that in a negative way or toxic way.
Shiva's quite calm.
Shiva could be calm, I guess. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Alan.
Alan. Yeah. Alan.
Have you seen him play Mafia?
Have you seen him play Mafia? Because I don't think you have. He gets very excited.
No, Alan is. If I'm thinking really chilled out, emotionless, I'm thinking Alan.
What? Okay, there's obviously a difference of opinion on here, and we're never going to agree on who the calmest is amongst the talent. But do you know what? We should find out who the calmest is amongst the players.
He's just like a robot. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a machine. He's just perfectly relaxed all the time.
Mushy.
No, it's MP.
MP.
He's like the most relaxed guy.
Yeah, he plays for like 24 hours, and then he goes to sleep for 24 hours, and then he wakes up and he plays.
There's a word for it. It's like hibernation or something.
Yeah, Korean. Yeah, I think that's what Koreans do. He's gonna die, you know, someday. Yeah, he drinks 6 cans of Coke a day.
I think, in a way, we're all chill, unless we aren't.
I'm gonna say
it's probably Death, though.
Death, yeah.
Death's pretty much always chill. If you get him to smile, that's about the end of the emotion.
I think Ace is probably the calmest guy. He very rarely gets really angry, where I think everyone else on the team has their moments.
Topias, yeah. Definitely chill. Most classic Finnish person. It's a very...
Yeah, Nisha. Nisha is
a ghost.
He
does not exist.
He doesn't do interviews, doesn't do social media, just plays Dota.
Some of the answers in there.
Did you notice how they were all hard carries, pretty much?
Yes.
It's like every single person is all like super passive hard carries.
Why is that? Because I always think in my head, I always think of the supports as being the calm guys in the team.
No, you have to be a leader. You have to be...
You do, but...
You have to shake things up when they're not right.
You're the one that spreads the calm through the team. You know?
No, I think it's good leaders that I know in Dota anyways, they're tyrants.
Right.
Like, this is the way things are. Yeah. You gotta listen to me.
It's a Kuro, Puppy, PPD.
Like, carries have to be consistent because the way that you play Dota well is the way carries play is that at every point in the game you have to understand exactly how strong you are, and you have to abuse that limit just a little bit over what you're capable of doing. That way you always collect an advantage and you never want to die. So if you're too hot-headed, maybe we'll say Eternal Envy for an example. Sometimes you make throwy plays, and if most of your team's net worth is on your hero, then you can very easily upend the game. So you want those carry players that always slowly take advantage, very calculated and measured with their play, and that's probably why those personalities tend to favor carries, I would guess.
I like that. That's a top science answer.
That was a very
Kevin.
good answer.
Thanks.
Someone should cut that. And,
Someone give me a raise.
I don't know if it was that good.
Okay.
But someone needs to cut that, and then we'll send that out when anyone asks about what makes a good carry player, because that you might have just unlocked something
I see.
that no one realised before now.
I doubt that. Definitely doubt that.
All right. Did Will always think that the calmest player on the team would be the carry?
Yeah, remember Corey was on ours.
Yeah, that's true.
For the most part, I think it's always going to be the carry.
It's interesting. I think we've definitely dug up a scientific.
It's not
fact.
Scientific until you do an actual trial.
Is it?
Well,
okay.
This is we've got a thesis or a hypothesis.
Okay.
The thing about it is, like, you get to hit creeps. It's a very calming thing.
Yeah.
You're never underfarmed, really. Like, if you're a support 5 or 4, it sucks. If you know, in a losing game. But a carry always has something to do. He gets to just hit creeps all the time. You're given all the space in the world.
If your supports are doing the right thing, yeah.
Yes.
Maybe that's why they're calm. They get all of their aggression out in the game.
Yeah.
That's what they're able to unleash. We're moving towards the draft, Jen, so we should talk about this. I guess the easy way out for me here is just to say this is a team secret 2-0. But I don't think it's that clear-cut, is it?
Absolutely not. That game was still close at times.
Yeah.
Like, looking over the match a little bit more, and how things went, like 3-3 had a rough offlane. He was 1-7 and 8. He had to play Dragon Knight offlane with a Chen. And the problem was that Secret just tri-laned him. So, of course, he's going to have a bad time. It's going to limit his gold gain. Yes, on the other side of the map, Ace got a super fast Midas at 6 minutes, but basically the other guy that was supposed to be the hard carry, the semi-carry, just didn't get to do it. That was an issue. They also had Chen late game, which isn't very great in terms of late game ability. They had this like crazy early mid-game strat, and it worked okay in the mid-game, where they can take towers, and where Naga is strong, but it wasn't strong enough. So I think it was just a factor that Nip maybe didn't pick the right offlane hero, or maybe the Pugno was a little too early, something like that.
Yeah.
They were close.
Okay. Into the draft we go for game number 2.
I think that Nip should have won that game.
Do
I
you?
think that they won the draft.
Based on that mid game?
Yeah, I think they won the draft, but they were just, I mean, Secret was the better team. Like, I felt like Secret had to outplay, and they did.
They did.
Like, credit to them.
Yeah.
They won mid lane too.
The best draft doesn't always win, right? Because we have to take into account, some people can throw subpar performances, some people can rise above to the occasion and stuff like that.
A bit of luck.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't necessarily just mean, oh, we won. That means our draft was clearly better.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're NIP, if you have that in mind, saying like, okay, we can keep up in the draft, we just have to execute, be professionals, we're supposed to be good, then I feel like they're okay. They're in an okay position.
And Peter's the kind of captain that would think about stuff like that, isn't he? He would get to the end of the game and go, okay, we weren't far away, and here's the reason why we weren't far away. It was this, this, and this. And if we'd done that better, we could have won this game. Therefore, he then goes, okay, there wasn't much wrong with the draft.
Yeah, this is where calmness is going to pay off. Like you said, you have to remain calm, and you have to remain objective and say, we just played bad. They outplayed us. They simply put, they put in the performances that they needed to overcome. We didn't. They probably got a little bit sloppy because they were assuming that they were ahead for quite some time. That bottom fight where they kind of just didn't really know what they were doing. They have to be a little bit more decisive. Don't treat Secret with respect, Think that you belong to be in there.
Yep. Final ban remaining for Secret. A little bit of a change on the NIP bans, if I'm not wrong. There was no Pango ban last time, right?
They banned Enigma and they banned Rubik.
Yeah, but I don't.
And they banned the Lash.
Yeah.
No,
they did.
Secret banned the Lash.
They did ban Pango last game.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Okay.
Same
so it was Secret that banned Lash
instead of
first
that
round last time. Yeah.
There's also a Life Stealer that got through too.
Oh, Life Stealer's a good hero.
Because of the Lesh Life Stealer.
I like the fact that Peter has basically said, okay, we know you like the Lesh. You've shown us plenty of times, so we're going to show you the Lesh now.
I'm sure they can play it just fine. It's not that weird of a play style. They've played enough games. It's clear what you're supposed to do. Get tanky, max Diabolic Edict pretty early. It can be effective against Lifestealer potentially. Doesn't work as good though, because he can become magic immune. I mean, a lot of Lesh's damage is magic, so I could see Lifestealer being a decent solution.
I think Lifestealer is always a decent solution in games like this, just because he's a hero you don't necessarily have to worry about. Like, his game is always going to be above average because he's Lifestealer. He just kind of sits there. You don't really feel good about ganking him ever either. Like, gank attempts against... Yeah, exactly. Juggernaut, Lifestealers, these heroes, you're never really positive about your chances because you have to bring so many different heroes, and it requires him to mess up a little bit with something like his rage usage.
Yep. And they go for the bounty pick, which will give them a way to equalize the game gold-wise. It's been a hero that's been dabbled. We saw it played a little bit at WePlay. Now it's had varied success. Some games it does really well. Some games it flops. Do you want to tell me what the win rate is, Paul, if you got a sec? I'm sure it's got to be around 50-ish.
It's 1 3 out of 5.
Okay, so it's okay.
60%.
It's dabbled.
Yeah, fine.
But it's a little early as a pick here, but it has been played more as a core than a support so far.
I think it's also potentially maybe you take it away from Secret being able to do the invis bombs, but more importantly, I think it enables your Leshrac because, you know, if you get open wounds, if you're tracked up, you have a Yules, you have a drums, you can outrun things, and being able to always scout where the lifestealer's going, if he's ever in a bomb or anything like that, being able to get deep wards into the jungle. You're able to play quite aggressively, I think, which is what NIP, I imagine, wants to do. And you can get away with a hero like Bounty Hunter when you have all-encompassing teamfight heroes. Like, I'm never a big fan of picking Bounty plus some hero that can't teamfight at any point in the game, like Bounty NP or something like that. But Bounty Leshrac, I don't think is too greedy.
And Bounty has to be pretty careful in fights for quite a long time. You have to really, like, you think of it as a ganking hero, that's how he used to play every fight. Like, jump in, get a hit off, throw a strike, and run away. Come back in again when it's safe. It's not super easy to play, so against Secret's heroes, it could be dangerous. But
do you prefer it as the support then? For that reason?
It just doesn't work very well right now because of the damage basically of your attack has been put fully into Janata. Your invis only slows people now. So you can't just get invis and both be invis and do damage. It's just like, okay, you'd have slow, but they don't care about that. It's not worth picking him for that. So they have to lane him, they go like 1-4-1, and then they just participate in team fights and get track hold. So it's a bit of a different play style. You have to buy a lot of really conservative items, and you just have to slowly ramp up and then just funnel your team gold is the goal.
And they're trying to get rid of the potential vehicles now for the lifestealer.
It's in the tusk at all here, haven't we?
It's fallen off a little bit.
Yeah. I was just looking at the Spirit Band thinking, well, you know, if you can't have that one, you can have the other one. But it hasn't really been used all that much. 3 games so far, and it's lost all 3 here.
They did nerf him, right?
Yeah.
He's gotten a lot of nerfs, yeah.
Last 3 patches, I think.
It's all those little, like, biting nerfs, you know, like, small here and there, but they just add up.
There's also, like, the strength change, for example. Like, you could just go double Bracer on Tusk and Power Treads, and you'd have, like, 1500 HP really fast.
Yeah. Look at it,
you get slightly less from it now.
They banned the OD, which usually means that they take the Kunkka.
Yep.
And that is indeed what they do.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the Telegraph.
Yeah, it's just been consistently...
Yeah, it has. They've done it so many times already.
It's like, well, we think Kunkka's a really good hero. Yeah. We think that mid one is a beast on it. The only thing that really bothers him is the OD.
I mean, the cool thing about it is that if anyone's going to tell the team why they should ban the OD when he picks the Kunkka, it's mid one because he plays both.
Yeah, he's just like, it's an annoying matchup. Yes. But everything else, that just tells me he's like, whatever else I have to play against, I'm fine.
I'm fine, yeah.
There's nothing that's going to really bother me.
I like it as a pick against Lesh Bounty too.
Yeah. What I really like about the pick too is that mid one has now become this type of player where you want to give him this team fighter that just goes around ganking that always has farm potential.
Yeah.
So like heroes that make sense to me for that are Lina, Monkey King, Kunkka. The guy just manages to get farm out of nowhere consistently.
Well, it's so much safer than those guys too.
He is moving around though. An awful lot
and
more than most of other... You know, most mids are very stubborn about where they're going to be on the map, right? He's happy to just bugger off to the jungle and farm it there if he needs to. He's happy to go and raid the off lane if he needs to. He doesn't care.
That's why he got the trophy last time, because his Monkey King roam performance was excellent. But comparing Kunkka to Monkey King, Kunkka is just such a safer pick. He's super tanky. He can boat himself defensively if you need. Monkey King, if he gets caught pre-BKB, a lot of times he's just dead. But Kunkka can, he's anti-disable. It's just everything's easier on Kunkka.
Plus X, I think, is amazing. As we saw in the previous game, like it forces you to play in a certain way. It's almost like a better version of Disruptor's Glimpse at this point.
Exactly. You force them to engage with their whole team or somebody dies.
And the cooldown is so short. The range is really good. It just feels like you get repeatedly ripped by that. And NIP, in response to the Lifestealer, they take what most people have been picking now, which is, of course, the Razor. This has been a counter for some time, just because even if you rage, continuously linked, you're not getting a Force Staff. You're not going to be able to outrun this hero.
It's a complete staple for NIP anyways for Fada, so.
It's had a good tournament so far as well. 11 picks previously, 72.7% win rate.
Nice against the Kunkka.
Yeah, it's gone down a little bit in popularity since the last tournament because NIP was sometimes opening with it, but I think this is going to fit their playstyle. It's not great against Clock because Clock can create a barrier that prevents you from getting a full static link off, but it's definitely something that'll make him comfortable. If he's got the melee versus melee matchup against Kunkka, like you said, it's going to be really good.
That's also your hero that can just chase around bounty. You get a dust, easy kills. It's nice against the Leshrac too as a result. It's just a get-in-your-face hero, which I think Secret... and I think the way that they want to play these team fights is just kind of run in, get the initial burst off of one hero, and then just create this really chaotic team fight. That is an anti-mage.
Interesting. A little bit weak against Kunkka potentially, but the other heroes aren't excellent against him. You can use Spell Shield to stop him.
Really not easy to play against Bane.
Just because of Spell Shield, right?
Yeah,
just like,
you'll never get in range in time.
I mean, depending on how he approaches.
If you, even if you smoke, like when you come in from it, if the AM sees you, he'll always just be able to blink away.
Or Spell Shield and blink, yeah. Yeah, that Spell Shield change definitely changed a lot of those counters. Yeah. Like, oh, Doom is an easy counter to AM. Not anymore.
And so for Secret, I mean, Clockwork really doesn't feel good. Bane doesn't feel good against that hero. Kunkka's okay, but like even then, you can eventually get something like a BKB, and you have options around it.
Even like Lifestealer doesn't feel great. It's like one of those matchups where, yeah, if Lifestealer and AM fight to the death, Lifestealer's looking good, but AM is always going to be able to control that fight. So at some point, he'll just drain your mana, and then you don't have Rage. It takes that one solution away. But AM, didn't he get a buff? Didn't he get like a 2 strength or 2 agility buff? I think there was something like that.
Oracle ban from Secret. Nip looking for support.
2 base agility increase. He's OP now. Watch out.
Ooh.
And what is Secret looking for, by the way? How are they going to lane this? Nisha on the Lifestealer. Mid 1 Kunkka. Zyclock.
Could be support as well.
Yeah.
I think they need more of a catcher over Zai.
Right.
Because I think that a 4 Clockwork is actually just going to do as much for you.
Did you say a catcher for Zai?
Just
I heard catcher in the rye. Maybe that was just
You
me.
did, yeah. He said catcher for Zai. It could be Kunkka offlane, honestly. They could do something like that. Zai was playing Kunkka quite a bit earlier, too. Maybe it matches up a little better against Anti-Mage in some ways. I'm not sure, though. It just feels like Nip's lanes are pretty choreographed as well. The only thing is, like, they're kind of committed to either bounty support or Lesh support at this point, which is slightly atypical.
Yeah.
One downside of their opening. But their Lesh is still probably okay as a support, relatively. It's just going to be food against Clockwork if it is.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Undying for some lane domination and lane control. They'll probably...
That's their 5 then.
What lane are they trying to pressure with that Undying, do you think, Will?
I think you can just safe lane with it.
Just to guarantee no matter what they pick,
yeah,
you'll do
Undying AM, just allow him to farm, trade hits. Plus, I think the Tomb is going to be really nice. Tomb's always nice when you have Razor on your team because, for example, if you static link the Lifestealer, he's not going to want to turn around at any point. It's like harder for him to engage, so then you have a pretty good advantage where you're able to like 4-on-5 around the Tomb.
That's true, and they have a lot of melee heroes.
Yeah, they have a ton of melees. Like none of those heroes have that good of a base attack speed either. Like even Kunkka, like what items do you really get? If you got like Armlet, I guess it'd be okay for your attack speed, but like other than that, there's not the easiest of ways to deal with that hero.
Yeah, that's really true. If they can fight in the right area. At least they have a Lifestealer bomb option now with Clockwork, so they have a way to initiate. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Is Weaver banned? It's not, is it?
Got banned last game, but not this one.
Oh.
I think it's annoying to play against AM though.
Yeah.
Because once you get mana drained, you're just dead. You can't time lapse. And it never really feels like that good offensively because AM's armor is always so high.
All right, Ember it up. There's no stuns. Just switch it up. Put like
Mid 1 on the
Kunkka
Ember?
bot.
Where would you put the Kunkka then?
You just could put Kunkka bot or something like that.
And then where did you put the Lifestealer?
Safe lane.
Really?
I don't know. I feel like you need more catch. Maybe I'm wrong here.
And you want to pick a 4th melee hero?
It's true, but I want to punish Nip's inability to like their catch isn't fantastic either, and I feel like you want this like mid-game pace hero. But maybe Ember's too greedy.
You want mid-game pace probably to pressure AM and take it to what Nip has, right?
So that's, you know, they take the Viper.
You're surprised. I saw that. Did you see that shock on his face?
Probably because, you know, they don't have the easiest ways to deal with that anti-mage.
Right.
But
is this a mid one Viper? That was secret on the right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be...
That's.
Well,
I was trying to work out the lanes and where they might be, but...
It's potentially good against Razor because you can disable his passive, which is alright. You can disable anti-mage's passive, which is all magic resistance. The AoE is much bigger. It's maybe doable against Razor mid. It's probably not terrible.
Okay. Will, final thoughts?
I think that there's a very clear win condition for Seeker, which is you have a Viper now. You've demonstrated, like, we're not going to try to fight into the AM late game. We're just going to try to bull rush, end the game, because Viper has no cash. Like, what are you supposed to do against an anti-mage? You get blinked on, Manted 4-hit. Whereas Nip, this time around, it's like flipped. They're like, we have to go a little bit greedier. We want to make sure that we're not put into the same position where we go late game and all of a sudden we're out of options.
Okay. Plenty of good stuff to look forward to in game number 2, which is coming away very shortly. Stay on, this could be fun between Team Secret and Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Game 2, ladies and gentlemen, of Team Secret up against Ninjas in Pyjamas. Just about to start with myself, ODPixel, and of course Fog. We've seen the drafts. We've got some, again, a different approach. Ace this time bringing in the anti-mage and mid one, the finisher is the banner I was talking about on the Viper in the middle lane.
Yeah, I think he wants to get the better matchup there, and I agree with what Will was talking about. Just play this game really fast-paced. Don't let this anti-mage just get back and farm. Because it's, looking at team fight, how are we looking? The one thing I'm concerned is, yeah, I think the Viper also gives him a way to hit the Tombstone, which is good, but I'm looking at NIP's draft, and they are very limited on their catch and disables. Their only stun is a Lesh. They've got, like, Shuriken Toss and Mana Void, but they don't have anything to keep anybody inside of that Tombstone. Like, they throw the Tomb down, Seeker could just look to walk away from it. There's a lot of different things that they could look to do here. So I think they're probably going to need something like Yule Scepters, Atos, which is the builds that we've been seeing. I've seen Razors building Yules a lot. The Atos on the Leshrac was one of the common choices, so... They'll itemize to make up for that lack of catch.
But NIP, obviously, they've got some very good things going. The fact that Fada is on his Razor, arguably one of, if not his best hero at the moment in this patch. He's had so many dominant games on the middle Razor. To be fair, not just this patch, obviously in the past. You know, this was Fada's hero. So we can expect big things from him in the middle lane.
And it's versus a Lifestealer, right?
Yes.
So the overall...
You've got these good heroes that matchups, at least in their fights. The laning situation, as you say, might not be the easiest of starts for him, right? You're going to see mid one be able to punch back a bit in that middle lane? Or?
Yeah, mid one's going to be able to punch back. That's why they did this, because he can just... Getting the link on a Viper is just not going to happen. He's going to poke you, and then you're going to lose some damage. It's going to be like 7 to 14 damage, maybe maximum, which that is probably enough anyway for the Razor. And we have to watch what Sox is doing, because it is that support bounty, right? So we've seen Sox play support before. A lot, actually. This was one of his better heroes for quite a long time. So we'll see how much impact he can do, because we've been seeing mostly bounty as a core. So right away, ready with Janata. They actually show 3 heroes top to put that pressure on to slow down the Lifestealer's farm. Which means Anti-Mage is going to be left alone for a moment until they move the Undying more likely back bottom.
And do you think, will that be enough for Ace down here, just having the one support? This isn't a situation where you could expect to see them want to put both supports sort of around him, even have Saxa sort of sit down there to pressure, or take the pressure off the anti-mage's lane?
I think Saxa wants to make sure the 33 can get stuff up here. If Saxa's not here, then the Bane Lifestealer are just going to ruin this Leshrac day. And I think Undying is one of those, he's the king, right? This is the king 5 position. You're playing against 2 melee strength heroes. So they're bound to get double decayed.
Well, we'll see, indeed, how much PPD can bully back both Zai and Yapsor. As already, Zai's going to get chased away from the bottom lane to start things off.
Did you notice what Zai did there in the beginning, too? He actually body blocked Nip's wave so that it would be under their tower. So now the wave pushed out, and now he's going to be getting experience up here.
That's smart.
I've seen that a couple players actually doing that. I thought they might do it with the Cogs. That's one of the other plays that we've seen not some teams do, but I've seen it in some pubs.
So as you say, sort of regardless of what NIP do with this first wave, you are going to get that early XP on your off lane. With this wave easily pushing in underneath the tower. So Ace will try and get his hands on the side, trying to burn that mana if possible.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Yapster's going to be doing in this game. As this clockwork, I haven't seen too much support clock. We've seen actually a couple core clocks here, right? I think I saw Tavo play it twice.
Yeah,
even.
Yeah, we've seen Tavo clock.
Yep. Hero is maybe coming back because of the changes that he got with that, of course, the cast point removal and better mana efficiency on your spells. He'll be good at isolating the Razor and the Leshrac in particular in the mid game. That's probably going to be his biggest goal, and just being that delivery system for the Lifestealer.
I see Absol trying to go for a bit of harassment with the battery assault, but
it tickles.
It's yeah, and as you say, you've got to be careful as this dual melee against the Undying.
Blocking the hard camp again, though. That's the second time they've made sure they do that, so they can't actually keep pulling the lane backwards and getting that creeper equilibrium in a better spot for an IP.
And that mid lane, look at it. It's Mr. Fada on his Razor.
Fada, yep.
Mr. Fada doing very, very well with the CS 10 for 7 against the 4 for 1 on these early levels.
He got a 45 link. Mid one stepped up a bit too far, it seems.
We'll see Mid one be able to get a little more aggressive now that he is now level 3 alongside that of the Razor. Top lane 33. I'm to go for the stun to try and hold Nisha back, because it does take quite a bit of damage there from Nisha's Lifestealer. Puppey has also turned up again with a double damage win that he's picked up, so he can keep the trade going pretty nicely. 33's only got one more stun to work with. Won't need to use it as he is able to cut his way back through the trees, get back towards the tower.
Man, I didn't actually notice how much Nether Toxin actually does now with the patch. It's 30 now at level 1, and it's 8-second duration, so that's 240 damage for a level 1 nuke. Sure, they have to stand in it. But
sure, but it's this area where you can't stand. Yeah,
you
don't want to
the wave out, and it's pretty large now, but another 45 link, as Fada will continue to have an excellent time. Yeah, it's pretty cool. 85 games.
Yeah, no surprise there. Fada easily at the top. And with, well, the second best win rate out of the top 5, Mr. Artur. He's the one that holds the highest in the top 5 most played.
Yeah, Arteezy at the TI4 era where he played Razor every single game pretty much and dominated.
Oh, Ace. Playing on the edge here.
Whoa.
As, yeah, of course, I did try and go for the prediction play with the turret. Ace was able to dodge it out. Does have a salve.
He's still getting great farm down here.
Absolutely, yeah, look at the denies too.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of denies on this bottom lane as the anti-mage. Being able to sort of keep the lane held in a very nice position for himself as well.
Yeah, it helps when you have an Undying lowering their base damage, right? Because these are strength heroes, so the more they get hit by the decays, the lower their damage. It just allows anti-mage to get more secure. Last hits. And yeah, Midwin's just using the Nether Toxin actually just to clear the wave and push it onto the high ground of Fada, but Fada will glyph the wave and actually just walk at him. Get that 49 link again.
I mean, he's catching back up a little bit, but those denies, of course, in the 1v1 are going to hurt Mid1.
Yeah.
He's not really going to get the levels as quick as he'd like.
No. Once he has boots, then he can get a little bit more away from that static link, but it's quite hard now. Especially with, with like that plasma field slowing and stuff like that. It does make it a lot easier to get those links in.
I'm going to go for the kill attempt onto PPD. Torrent as well with the battery assault. He's got the Sorrel to heal him back up. He'll turn with the decay onto Zai. PPD will be able to make enough time to get himself underneath the tower.
Mid lane was just an invis rune. Fada was stalking mid one. He actually gets a very, very long link.
A couple of hits might do it, but he's tanking the tower. In fact, he may be dying to the tower there. Fada's got to be very careful. He did have the regen, so we'll be able to keep himself alive as he walks away. Talking about tanking the tower, though, up top, 33 in Saxon trying to get aggressive. But the tier 1 tower starts hitting into 33, and he will die.
I think Fada was actually hoping that his, his unstable current would hit him, but he was in the Nether Toxin, so that Nether Toxin disables that unstable current, of course, because it is that passive. Bounty runes come out, 2 for 2.
It's Puppey, pretty low. He has got a brain sap. I mean, 33 landed the stun there. Could have potentially been a kill. Saxon's got his eye on the courier, so we'll need, what, a couple of hits.
He's got 2 points in Janata. Bam.
Just the one, then. Very nice there, getting that courier away. Might, I mean, how's the sort of the regen status in the middle lane? Mid one, he's down to his last tango, so if Fada can play aggressive in any sort of way.
He's fully caught up though in last hits because he's just spamming Nether Toxin. 3 points in Nether Toxin, so he can actually push the wave in quite hard constantly.
He was considerably behind at level 3. He had about a third of the CS of Fada. Absolutely with this skill build, just catching all the way back up to the Razor's farm.
You gotta remember that magic resist reduction too, just making him do even more damage, because his damage is a lot of magical on this Viper. Your Viper Strike, even your poison attack on top of that Nether Toxin. As we do see, there is a level 6 Viper, so they are trying to set up mid on Fada with the clockwork rotation, but top in the meanwhile, there's some trade back and forth.
Saxa continuing to steal a little bit of gold from Nisha and Puppey. And here's the wraparound. Except with the cogs down, it's going to provide this easy trap. Doesn't matter if he's stealing the physical damage, there's more than enough magical. It's just the combination of the Nether Toxin with the Battery Assault makes short work of that Razor.
Yeah. Leaves Zai a little bit alone down here, but they don't have, great ways to chase him. Like I was mentioning, they don't really have that good to catch. They're about to burn a lot of his mana, and Ace will get that secure farm. But Zai's also still got like 23 last hits, but now
with the Soul Rip, they can definitely chase. He's trying to juke out the blink, and he's going to be able to sort of play with the mind of Ace a little too much, so Ace doesn't bother trying to commit. Of course, with the mana already burnt, he wouldn't have dealt the best amount of right click, so it wouldn't have been a surefire kill. So he'll focus on just farming. He's got a good wave underneath the tower.
Both mid laners are actually doing pretty similar stuff here. They're both stacking their medium camps over and over again. So because they both have these AoE spells in these mid laners. They have of course, the passive from Fada and his nuke, and then the Nether Toxin, as we mentioned, on mid one. So we'll stack camps for those.
He's pretty low, but he's pretty solid now in the lane. He's got the Ring of Health. He's still got 4 tangos, so he's under no sort of threat. A top lane though, Saxa has been dusted. Yaps up with the rotation. We'll set up for Nisha and Poppy to finish the Bounty Hunter. Bottom lane, they are looking for Zai. As they dance around the tree, they'll get him. He went in. I can only imagine sort of trying to hunt down Ace. But diving a little too far. Then being able to turn around, get that kill, and keep this lane going very nicely for Ace on the Anti-Mage.
All right, so looks like it's going to be a spellcasting Viper, by the way. It's Arcane Boots.
I guess for the Greaves.
It could be the Greaves,
we have seen some Greaves Vipers. Okay. Yeah. I don't know necessarily here, but definitely in the major qualifiers. And I think at the previous round we saw some Greaves Vipers come into play.
Oh, it looks like he might be going for... He got double crown.
Oh,
that sounds like an Atos, right? That sounds like he could go for an Atos.
All right. I mean, again,
to keep people in the Nether Toxin,
and against the Anti-Mage, catch the Anti-Mage. Put him in the Nether Toxin. You can kill him.
All right, different approach. As now they're going to look like they're giving Yapso the mid lane, at least on Secret, and maybe mid one's going to start making some movements as he loves to do.
I think so. As you say, with this build, these early stats, he can get aggressive.
He's tanky indeed as bottom.
We do drop it down onto Ace, actually with a bit of a strange blink there, as he sort of blinks on top of himself. He will survive, of course, because the backup of Fada will draw, push Zai away. Zai has got backup though in return. Mid one and Puppey turning up to the lane. He's going to try and TP out, but the magical damage is just too much from mid one. The power of the Viper at this 9-minute mark. Just melting through heroes.
Very cool. I haven't actually gotten to see like the Nether Toxin be used, because it did just kind of get changed like pretty recently, but that is cool.
I mean, yeah, back what 7.2 on that was that was a considerable buff.
Yeah, a lot of damage.
Damage up at all levels. And mid one, he should be able to find the Tier 1 tower. There's no one around it, so this should be a free tower for Secret down bottom.
That's painful too. Fada now has 2 deaths on a Razor. One of the crucial things that we say either about Razor or Vipers is if you start dying a little bit in the early game, it's pretty painful. Those heroes can fall off quite easily.
Nisha turning, popping the raid. They do get the torrent from Zai onto 2. They'll hit 33 pretty damn hard with the Tidebringer. Nisha continues to chase 33 turns with a stun. Nisha will be able to dodge it. The boat comes crashing down onto Saxa. They don't have detection for him, so he'll escape. But still getting the kill onto 33. Secret 10 minutes in, coming off out of the back of a much better laning stage. They have that 2k lead, and both Viper and Lifestealer having a very good start to this game.
And they might be able to set up here for 4 bounty runes. Ace is going to try to take it. Nisha will claim it. Yapsor coming over to try to go for Saxa.
And he's brought the dust in. So Saxa will fall as he's been held in place by the Battery Assault. Another kill for Secret up top.
And IP's getting outmaneuvered pretty hard so far. Ace has had to go top to try to make sure they can farm because of the pressure that came up bottom. But an Anti-Mage already having to go up top, and he's getting, he just keeps getting Tidebringered over and over again by Zai. So it's putting him pretty low. He's already down to 300 HP. That's like 4 Tidebringers. Sure, he's burning Zai's mana, but Zai just another Tidebringer. Look at Ace's health.
He's got to back off. And I mean, as you mentioned with this, but mid one at this timing, he's going to have one of the quicker Atoses that we've even seen on this patch. This is going to be very, very fast. It's going to come around this 11, 12-minute mark. An Atos pretty much complete on the Viper.
Yeah, and they can hunt.
Yeah, there's no escape. You've got the catch for the Anti-Mage, and of course, as we were talking about earlier, you now get the true side. So that bounty tries to go for a poke, you catch him before the fade happens, you're going to see him, you're going to be able to punch him. You don't even need to buy detection.
quick moves by Secret secures them already. That 3k gold advantage, 2k experience advantage. They have Bane showing bottom. They've got the Viper sitting jungling near Puppey to make sure that he's safe so he can get that level 6 for the Fiend's Grip. They've got YapzOr jungling, sitting in the mid lane while Zai is jungling a bit. And NIP, they don't really have any moves on the map to make right now because this pressure that's come out. We see PPD, he is playing in the mid lane, but like what's their rally around, right? They can't actually have Ace get involved. He has to just farm, and they have to like have Razor and Lesh together, but it's really hard.
I've got another catch on Saxa. Ace actually in the mid lane, trapped it by YapzOr, does manage to blink out. So he'll escape. Saxa surely won't be quite, but actually does has one off, and it will mean that he can get back under the cover of Infest. The Infest damage not enough to kill him. Back towards the mid, 33 and Fada will punish YapzOr. Yeah. After YapzOr tried for that play unsuccessfully onto Ace. But oh no! He didn't expect the Atos, but it looks like it doesn't matter. He will be able to blink away from it. And PPD, he says, nice Viper strike, I'll TP out of that one. So the initial reveal of the Atos not really blowing us away.
No.
They didn't,
but now they know he has it.
They now know he has it, and it didn't really do the job. No. That's 33. Might bring down Zai if Zai isn't too careful. He's trying to dance around. Zai has got the stick charges, though. That will keep him safe. And YapzOr's there, of course, with a classic kill secured. Comes in with a close-range rocket flare to the face.
And, of course, a regen rune top as Zai is walking toward it.
And, well, there we have it. 9 seconds faster than this patch fastest, but that has only been built in one game on the Viper, so...
Yeah. They really need to start moving as, like, 3 or 4 heroes, I think, on NIP, and just let this AM try to get farmed. You match the movements of Secret. But it's still really tough because their teamfight isn't as strong because there's a Kunkka. There's a Kunkka and there's a Viper who's extremely tanky right now. On your side, you're not really the tankiest. Your Razor has 1400 HP, but you're still fairly squishy to all this magic damage that's going to be coming out from Secret.
I'm going to throw the boat down, but Saxa's already out of it. And even if it did hit, wouldn't have been quite enough. And yeah, I mean, Secret with this lineup, they are going to be able to start moving as 5, especially once mid one does have the Greaves finished. You're going to have this 5-man that, I don't know if NIP is going to be ready to fight at this point.
Yeah, they've got their Midas finished on their Lifestealer. You know, 13 minutes, a bit slower than some, but he's able to get at a pretty good pace. And he's got an infest. He's got a unit that he can infest in this game, the Clockwork. One of the more important things as Lifesteal when you're playing versus Razors is having that vehicle so that you don't, walk into a fight and just get drained. Get that instant try to burst onto that Razor hero. So.
And they can certainly do that, as we've seen. Just the combination with the Nether Toxin, you can burst Fada at this stage again.
Saxa looks like he's going to try to be annoying here for Nisha, but an immediate TP from YapzOr.
And he's got the hook shot ready and waiting. He'll jump into the Centaur, mind controlling to get the stun off. Easy kill for Secret, and it's now 8 for 2, 5k lead. It's getting a little rough, a little quicker this game compared to game 1, where at this stage it was pretty damn close.
Is he going to backdoor the tower here with Edict? I think that he is going to. He wanted to try it.
He wanted to.
I saw
with the
people talking
Lifestealer
about
around,
this.
it's a little scary.
Yeah, I saw people talking about you hiding in these trees now, and especially with the new. You could do it in the past.
Can you do it? Can you do it from that position on the top lane?
It's going to be.
Are you close enough?
Yeah, you're probably close enough.
Yeah.
If you're right on the edge of it, it'll be really close. Yeah, you should be.
Should be close enough behind that tree. But yeah, doesn't want to risk it. As Nisha was around. Zai getting a lot of space down bottom. He's pushing in the wave. He does have support backup behind him. Also mid one. NIP, they'll try for a smoke move.
This is their only way that they can actually make plays with their lineup. It's just so hard. They don't have catch. They don't have ways to actually chase heroes. They don't have these stuns.
Who starts the fight?
Yeah, who starts the fight? Exactly. It's very difficult for them. And Secret's all just splitting up around the map because of that. They understand. They're like, okay, we can actually farm very safely.
I mean, Nisha's on track for a good Midas Radiance timing this game. As he had a pretty decent lane. A lot of pressure is on Ace to make magic happen. With the anti-maze middle, instant TP out from PPD will be attempted. It's not going to be enough to get him out. Too much damage at this point in the game.
And you have sort of secured the last hit with the battery.
Oh,
so
of course.
as you walk next to him.
And hey, he needs his Midas gold, He needs the money for the Midas. He's got enough for the recipe.
He's rich.
He is. He's going to have a Midas pretty shortly.
Yeah, 5-1-1. He showed up every single time, right? To hunt the bounty hunter. Every time he sees like a track thrown out, he TPs right away with the dust to go for that play. So Saxa does have to be careful. He is poking and keeping tabs on Nisha, but there are sentries in the area. As they still trying to go for that Battle Fury. And they're trying to back him up. They're bringing multiple heroes as they probably expect Secret's movement, and they see mid one now.
Oh, they've got four heroes. Yeah,
okay,
they're even bringing in a fifth as PPD's heading down here as well. Secret, they've brought 3 of their own. Saxa getting the vision to start things off. There is a sentry down in the lane as Saxa heads too far over. They'll try and start with the opening. Rod of Atos onto the anti-mage. He backs off, but now NIP will reveal their intentions. They turn up, they turn with a stun onto Puppey.
This is
33
3v5.
takes too much damage. Yapzor hook shots the creeps that he's standing next to, so they won't be able to jump back into the fight.
They're pushing the NIP back 3v5. Just a cogs gets put down, and like we said, NIP, they have no way to catch. They have no like stun into a follow-up stun. I mean, they do. They have a Lesh stun, but the Lesh can't be the first one that just runs in because you're a Lesh. You're fairly squishy. You need somebody else to get your setup for you first. 8K gold lead already at the 16 minute, and the experience is exactly the same.
Yep. Secret. They had something going very nicely with their draft, and we're seeing it at 16 minutes in.
And even their itemization too, right? Just this mid one going for this Atos into this mech build. He just puts so much pressure on the map. It's a typical mid one.
And Zai, he's got the catch on PPD. He's popping the drums. He wants to chase this one down for the solo kill. PPD will pop the ult. Will be enough to put Zai off from chasing for more. As you can see, Zai with the phase, drums, and the bracer, very tanky, not afraid to just run at these heroes. At this point in time, Yapzor wraps around, has the dust, trapping up Saxa in the cogs. And Zai will be nice enough to let Yapzor finish that one off. So another kill for this dominating Clockwork. Midas is complete. Yeah. Bottom lane, I'm going to see the push up the high ground from Mid1. Will be responded to by TPs immediately. He'll run away, toss the Razor, but with a 4-star fighter can still keep the lead on him. But the counterplay is there from Puppey. Fiendscript just straight up onto the Razor. That's Fada dead. A buyback's come out from 33, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to allow NIP to actually fight this.
Mid1 was on their high ground.
He just walked
It's
up
17 minutes. He was just on their high ground on the tier 3 because he knows like their catch is so minimal.
What are they going to do? And now with the Rod of Atos out onto PPD. He'll fall surely as well. Solrip will not save him, cannot have the opportunity to turn and pop a decay, as it's now an 11k lead. As Secret, they are not messing around here in this game too.
They're pressuring
They are ready to try and finish things off this game. They'll send Mid1 back to base as he's X-marked. He's able to TP back, grab himself the completed mechanism. They find Saxa sneaking around at the back lines.
Oh my god, this
is a brutal.
Yeah, this is just a beatdown now at this point. Anti-Mage, I mean, you see Ace, he's trying to get farm. He's got his Battle Fury finished, but
he does.
What can they do? I mean, they're already getting knocked on their front door.
They've got, oh no, they've got it. Okay, it's just Zai. So Ace should be fine. Oh, why is he with the rocket flare? It's kind of close.
Nisha's here to catch the blink.
All right, yeah, Nisha's got him then. Nisha's there in the river, swimming around, waiting for Ace, and that's Nisha killing off the enemy anti-mage.
This game is just so out of control, and even if an AM gets farm and he's just too far behind really to get that catch-up, it's not like he's versus this big int hero. It's not like he has a mana void target that's just gonna wipe the board. There's no int heroes actually. There's a Bane on the side of.
I don't know who you mana void. No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is.
I mean,
real tough for NIP.
Picking a Battle Fury carry in this age of the Midases, that's a bold move, and it's not paying off. It's not paying off this game for NIP.
As soon as Fada shows top, Nisha's already wrapping around. Yapzor's here.
Fada. Let's get a static link off onto Yapzor. Immediately goes for the TP out, and he's not making it away. Yapzor has the hook shot. He'll slide himself to the left. He is actually killing off Yapzor. Okay, kills Yapzor. He's surely going to lose his own life as Nisha will continue to chase him down. Fada is dead. Back over the other side of the river, though. NIP continuing to suffer a Secret cleanup. Both Saxa and PPD. Now behind the tier 2 tower. 33 will die as well. Oh, it's getting a little bit miserable for Ninjas in Pyjamas. 15k lead for Secret. Ace, the whole world resting on his shoulders here for NIP.
Yeah, it's seeming. I mean, this one looks pretty much impossible for an anti-mage to carry.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But maybe he can. It's the only way for NIP to get themselves out of this one.
Dota Plus says 99% right now.
99%.
Yeah, I mean, they put so much pressure on it, and it's an anti-mage can't solo carry this game. The rest of the heroes are out of the game. So, yeah, Secret have asserted absolute dominance in this game. Yapzor with these rotations have been on point, and yeah, it just seems so tough.
They got the courier. Saxa got the courier. Something. It's a little money for Ace to help it towards his Manta start.
I mean, it seems like Saxa and Ace might be the only ones who are able to leave the base for a while.
I think so. No one else can do so.
Ace.
Juke. They've found him. Puppey does not have a Fiendscript, but Mid1, of course, he's what got the rod. And even a hook shot as well to make sure There is no escape for Ace. He's dead.
Saksa even walked into a sentry ward that was placed, and Nisha just solo killed him, actually.
I mean, top lane 33. He's trying to move in onto Zai. But that's not a kill you're getting, especially with Zai having Nisha right by his side. In fact, Zai will turn. He's got the setup. Nisha's not going to head down, though. Fada is by 33's side. 33 will turn with a rod. Zai under no threat. This man with 2k HP. He's got a plate mail.
He's got 24 armor.
Yeah. So what do we have here? Some average game times coming up for you. As the shortest.
Makes sense, right? Secret. Just.
Wait, I thought there was a 12-minute game.
That's average.
Oh. Wait. How is there a shortest average and a long? Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Average, yeah. Sorry, yeah. It's confusing.
Moldy pixel, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't do maths, kids. It's not. No point.
So now with NIP, they're getting
calculators.
A little bit of breathing room, but the gold lead is just continuing to be astronomical.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing with experience. 20k, 20k.
Yeah. Oh boy, Ace. We'll be fine. He will. And in terms of not dying there, I don't know if he's going to be fine in terms of the outcome of this game.
Oh, is this going to be the last one? Another kill? And it's now going to be 3-22.
Oh, they'll be happy in Twitch chat.
Yeah, Twitch will be happy, but NIP, definitely not.
No, they're not. No, I can confirm. But they're playing off. Because Ace.
It's just so hard. They're going to have to find like some just random tricks. Look, even 33 now he's going for the play, the edict play on the tower up top. He's doing it.
Where's your TP at, Zai?
He's doing the edict.
He got it. Oh, he is.
There you go. He gets the tower.
But Zai's TP got cancelled. You know, this is it's these little victories that will probably lead to defeat.
Not in this game though. Secret, look, absolutely.
No, I mean for NIP.
Oh, okay.
Because he actually cancelled the TP, but he died. He's got the buyback though. He's ready for the defense, if there is any, from NIP. And we'll see what.
They're gonna have to try to throw everything possible here because this might be their last hold.
Here we go, mid one. It's gonna be rodded. Fada's moving in with the BKB.
Okay,
he's getting a good standing link off. The Phoenix Grip's going to be down to Fada. The Mana Void will be used to cancel the Phoenix Grip. Mid one's dying. He's falling pretty low. The Nightmare will be used to try and save mid one, but he will fall. They'll get the fight put. Yapsor hookshots over, finishes Saxer off. PPD's trying to chase if he gets another decay or soul power. He should kill off Yapsor. Oh, he can't do it though. Yapsor will live. Picks up the double kill and walks away from the fight.
That was 280 link damage though. With that BKB picked up from Fada, they actually were able to hold them off for a moment.
They killed mid-bomb. Yeah. They're making space for Ace. He's got 1,400 gold on top of the Band of Elves skin and Battle Fury, and he can afford to now sort of push that top lane. He knows that Secret's mid.
They glyph it immediately.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, good luck farming that.
And there go time again anyway.
They are straight back towards the mid lane. Zai heading in. He's got a completed Assault Cuirass on the way.
Wow. They're all just so farmed.
Yeah.
They don't even have the Viper here yet. They don't even have mid one, and they're just knocking on the door because they know that BKB's still on cooldown for 10 seconds, and that's the only time that they can actually look to come out and fight. Tombstone as well will be coming up at the same time.
The X-Mark combo is there onto Fada, but they won't dive in for him. They'll respect that. And now Tombstone's down. NLP trying to strike back. Fada leads him with the BKB. Eye of the Storm. Static link onto Zai. They've lost PPD though. Without her dying, Nisha with the Infest Bomb kills off 33. Fada stole a good amount of damage. Isn't enough to punch through the armor that Nisha is sporting at the moment, especially with that AC aura that Zai is backing him up with. Nisha now turns, goes in with the rage onto Fada. A Mana Void which does absolutely nothing. As they're 3 dead on NIP, GG is called. A very, very easy game here for Secret as they'll take the second game and, of course, the best-of-3 series as a whole moving on in the upper bracket. As this game, it felt trivial for Secret. They didn't even have to try for this.
Japsor's early game, his movements, he got, what, he was 5-1-1 super early on. He just shut down Soxa super hard.
And another
Viper, mid one again. Mid one just showing these little bit, I mean, this one is, we can call it unorthodox, but it's more of a build that we're seeing on the Vipers now, especially with like the mechs. He just put so much pressure on the map. All of them did, right? They just kept putting pressure on the map. 11, 2, and 9 on Yapsor.
Yeah, and another draft that just fell into place perfectly. Both of these games, the drafts looking great. And this one just looking to be on another level. There was just nothing at all that NIP could get done. The anti-mage didn't have a place to be this game. The offlane Leshrak, I mean, it's 33. He had a rough one. 2, 6, and 0. they just couldn't get anything going. As you said, they didn't have the setup, they didn't have the catch, and by the time 33 had sort of like the Rod of Atos to try and alleviate that lack of catch and control, it was far too late.
It was already like a 10k gold leader or more, and yeah, they already have been suffocated. They couldn't even farm on the map, and this off-lane Kunkka is putting so much pressure on this anti-mage. Every time Ace walks up, he just gets hit by 2 or 3 Tidebringers, and then he's like, I can't even show now on the map because I'm sitting at 300 HP or 200 HP. Just, yeah, real tough, and Secret just showing why they're so dominant, just how much pressure they put.
This is the sort of a performance you expect from major champions, and they're definitely bringing it here at ESL as they'll take the series against NIP 2-0 to Team Secret.
Thanks very much, gents. Great commentary as ever. In the upper bracket semi-finals, Team Secret have guaranteed themselves a top 3 finish here at ESL One Katowice on day number 3 in a best of 3. I guess they like the number 3. On the other side of things, 33. Not so good. Gents, difficult series overall for NIP, I think. You know, it's a challenging thing for any team to go head-to-head with Secret right now, let alone a team who are still struggling with their own inconsistencies.
Yeah, that was a tough game. It kind of felt like one of those games where you don't even get to play Dota because the laning stage goes so bad. I mean, there was like a 14k net worth advantage at 20 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen a game so one-sided. That wasn't already like a racks down. Yeah. All their picks just didn't really work out. Leshrac didn't function well against Lifestealer, and even when it did, it was Zai ganking often. They shut down the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter got no kills or assists on the map. It just, almost all their picks just felt ineffective.
Yeah. Where did they go wrong, Will, in that draft? Did Peter get misled a little bit during that draft?
I think he probably thought, like, this is a pretty free anti-mage game. Like, there's no real hard counters, but I think he also underestimated the pace at which Secret can play at. And this is where you see this is a championship caliber team, because they're not a one-note style kind of team. They can play the late game as they demonstrated in the previous game, but they can also just push and try to win the game at 20 minutes with their pure aggression. And that's the thing about playing against Secret, is they just lay on the pressure thick.
It was so one-sided. The Viper pick was awesome. The skill build he went for is cool. He built a Rod of Atos as well to like further give them a way to deal with anti-mage. And it was actually, like, Will, you said that it wasn't going to be that great against Counterspell with the Reflection, and it wasn't necessarily like, oh wow, they got kills because they had Atos. It's more like, if he shows up, now he's actually a threat. Because now if Anti-Mage does get rooted, it's another disable that could be added with something else to kill him. But I really felt like Zai was everywhere constantly. He basically showed up and killed Leshrac a few times and thought like, oh, I'm a tanky guy. With this Lifestealer, we can kill you easily. Like, Leshrac is countered by anti-mobility. I felt like the Kunkka was actually so good as a pick that game against Anti-Mage, against Leshrac, even against Razor. Those are 3 heroes that need to move fast to be survivable, and if you can counter that with an X, it's really hard to play them and keep getting ahead.
Yeah, I feel if Zai wasn't on the kind of fire form that he's on, we'd be talking about Nisha as, you know, home soil guy, potential MVP. I even had a couple of Polish friends did message me and said, can you ask Zai just to calm down a bit, please? Our boy's losing out on MVP points. He's just playing so well. Will, why? Why is Zai playing so well?
I mean, if I'm honest, I would give MVP to mid one, but I feel like
in this game,
we haven't done that.
Yes, but I'm talking about overall through the tournament so far.
I think it's just, you're starting to see, like, this guy just has one of the best hero pools. He can pretty much play everything. He's a high individual skill player. He's played all the roles. And this guy's been playing professional video games for some time. You see that photo of him when he's like 13 years old and he looks all happy and he's doing that pose. It's like, this guy's been at it for such a long time. He's clearly very talented at the game. Like Kevin said, he took a long break, comes back, gets third at TI. I mean, who does that? He's just really skilled at the game. And in this kind of team, I feel like he's best able to show that. He's like, I can play everything. This Kunkka that was supposed to be mid, which it clearly was, once they see the anti-mage, he's like, no problem, just give it to me. He's become this sort of flex, I'll do whatever is necessary for us to win the game.
But that doesn't always pan out well as then being the best player in the team sometimes. Because you often, like, I mean, I think back to Fear, for instance, when he was playing mid for EG, would often be the guy that just went, it's fine, just give me whatever, sack the mid, you, enable some mail. And it would never make Fear look good, would it? And yet, they're doing similar things with Zai in the offlane, but he's looking really good every time. It doesn't matter what they throw him.
Yeah, and it really makes everyone's life easier. As a result, mid one gets the perfect Viper game. He's like, okay, Viper will be the perfect hero for this. Zai, can you just play an offline Kunkka? Zai's like, no problem, don't worry about it. Like, I'll figure it out. I mean, you could see that, like, I mean, sometimes he missed a lot of torrent X's, but at the same time, like, his positioning in the game, where he was meant to be. I mean, the guy was buying dust so that he could just find the bounty hunter alone.
I don't even think, like, Offlane Kunkka is that weird. Like, he was playing this, I saw him play games like of this a week ago. That's why it was their pick there, because it does give them flexibility. So, I mean, I think you're harping a little bit on, like, oh, wow, he can do amazing things.
No, I just mean in terms of, like, he's... you don't see everybody picking it in the same way where you flex it because you don't have a mid laner and an offlaner that can play it at the same level. It's not like it's the craziest pick in the world, but if it was that easy, wouldn't everybody do it?
Yeah, you would think so, especially because he's kind of the one that's been trending a little bit harder on Leshrac and making it look good. But it kind of feels to me like one of the reasons this game was easy for Secret was because finally everyone's catching up to them meta-wise. They're like, oh man, Leshrac's really good. Let's pick open Leshrac. And if Secret's been playing this for like a week or two already, they know the ins and outs, they know how to punish it, and I feel like we saw that in this draft.
Yeah, we definitely saw that. Let's catch up with another member of Team Secret this time round. Zai is with Shiva.
Thanks, Paul. Here was Zai indeed. Zai, congratulations, first of all, with winning that best-of-3 series and the upper bracket semi-finals against Ninjas in Pyjamas. It looked very convincing, but I want to take you back to first game, where it didn't look so convincing at some points in that game. And we all know like the Ninjas in Pyjamas had a timing window, and we thought, you know, maybe Secret's a little bit greedy here, but what was the game from your perspective?
Well, I had a rough game in the beginning. I got the Barrett treatment up top. I think we responded so-so to some of their picks, and we ended up with maybe not the most ideal draft. But I think we played well, even though maybe it wasn't the perfect conditions, and yeah, we managed to win.
That's when one is truly tested, surely.
Yeah, sure.
So you were confident throughout the game? Like, how is that in your team comes? Is the atmosphere a little down, or is it still focus and go for the win?
I mean, it's not like we're down or anything while in game. You know, we're trying our best to win. For me, I was just like, that game was all recovery for me pretty much, because I had a very rough lane stage, and then I was just kind of farming, doing my own thing, and then they were pushing hard. So it's kind of just like we're hanging on by, I don't know what the saying is, but yeah, but we're hanging on, and we're kind of just trying to stay in the game, doing anything we can, and then yeah. So like when you're fighting like that, the attitude is not down. It's more like you're trying things to get back into the game.
Playing to win.
Pretty much, yeah.
So second game was very different from that first game. It looked very one-sided, at least from our perspective, obviously. Did you guys knew that it was going to be that one-sided after draft was done?
Not quite. I mean, we're content and happy with what we had. And then I think lanes just kind of went our way. And then after losing 3 lanes like that with our heroes, it was kind of hard for them to recover, I think. So there wasn't much room for them to make plays throughout the game after that start. So happy.
And now I have a free day tomorrow. What's the plan?
Probably just watch the other games, watch CSGO maybe, see how they're doing, and then just prepare for our next game.
I have also been told that I can ask you for movie recommendations of mostly Asian movies. I should say films. No? Any recommendations for me?
Anything goes. Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Will, and he mentioned he was watching. He was gonna watch some Korean movies, and he's Korean, so he should know them. But apparently, I knew more. So he was gonna watch this one called Spring, Summer, Fall, and Winter, or something. Just the seasons. It's yeah, nice film.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
All right, I will make an effort to watch that. Thank you for that. And of course, good luck in your next match on Saturday. And thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Am I saying that right? Saturday, right?
I mean, you probably know more than I do. But if it's day after tomorrow, it's gonna be Saturday.
But yeah, the day after tomorrow, Saturday. It is Thursday today. Yes, we are very well with the times. Right, so thank you for taking the time to talk to me, and have a great evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, back to you, Paul.
Thanks very much, Shiva, and thanks for the film recommendations in Korean, Zai. Will, you agree with that?
Dude, I haven't seen that movie. He's just
Oh, I thought you had.
No, it was recommended.
That one.
No, Lampkin recommended it to me today.
Right.
And then he was like, have you seen it? And I was like, no, but I bet I know who has. He's really obsessed with Korean films.
Yes, he is.
I don't know why.
Because they're great films.
He just asked me, like, do you know this actor? I was like, I have no idea who any of these people are.
Did you notice how he was like super calm up until the moment where she asked him about films? He was like,
And
it's like he was confident about everything else, but then all of a sudden you start asking him those like personal interests. He's like, I'm not ready to talk
Move
about
away! I don't want to talk about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a good lad. He's matured a lot, Will, as well, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, I mean he's always been pretty mature overall.
Yeah, I don't mean in the sense of like he was a ruffian, and he went wild, and then he's kind of. I meant in terms of he's just got older. You know, he was so young when we interviewed him the first few times, and then you look at him now, and he's properly there, isn't he?
I mean, what, he was like 16 when he first came onto the secret team. I mean, it's pretty absurd to think about, but his career is progressing the way that you imagine it to progress, right? Yeah. Like, he's going on these teams, he's consistently having success, so.
Doing well. Amongst a team that are doing well. NIP, obviously got dropped down now, playing the lower bracket. I don't think that's a big surprise to the NIP fans, obviously, but there's plenty of teams down there that they can match up well against.
Yeah, they can definitely match up well against the rest of the field. They've got to be really disappointed, though, with the way the game 2 ended. Like Zai said, they lost the lanes way too hard, and it just limits your potential if you have less levels, if you don't have your ultimates yet, if your opponent team is constantly pressuring like they did. Yeah. Like, if you show one time, even as a bounty hunter, all of a sudden the whole team runs at you and pops the dust and kills you. It's like everything they were trying to do just got shut down because they were so far ahead. And a really good team like Secret is going to punish that so hard if you're massively ahead. That's what it feels like playing against top tier pros.
It's funny, as I mentioned during the interview with Shiva, that first game, it wasn't so much that they found another gear, it was more that they were trying a lot of other things, which is interesting, isn't it? Because from the outside, we're looking at it going, oh, they found another gear. They've just gone up a whole new notch. They're just going to rip through them now. But actually, from internally, from their point of view, they were just like, well, we need to try some other stuff.
Yeah. And it's cool how casual it is.
Yeah,
They're just like, oh, we'll figure out a way to win. Let's see if this works. And, you know, that goes to show, like, how good of a team they are. Yeah. They don't even need to kick into the other gear. They just need to look at a different approach. Easy.
Yeah, they actually went into reverse. That was the other gear they had. They were actually just going, oh, no, we could go this way as well. It was pretty impressive to watch. We'll check in with the brackets and show you where we are at ESL One Katowice, because we've played quite a few games today, and obviously we've completed the group stages as well. The upper bracket will see a victorious Team Secret moving on through the bracket and into the upper bracket final. They are guaranteed a top 3 position now, of course, as Ninjas in Pyjamas will drop down. The other match is still ongoing, as far as I know. Fnatic versus Gambit. That was a very back and forth game in game 1. It went some 60 minutes. Gambit looked like they were going to take it. In the end, Fnatic squeezed out the win in that one. So they are currently 1 up. They're still going on over on Stream B right now if you want to go and tune into that one. But you'd assume, Will, that Fnatic will come through that now, having had a little scare in that. And Secret versus Fnatic feels about right after what we saw in the group stages.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Fnatic look like they're on fire. That game, 1 against Gambit, looked a little bit dicey.
Yeah,
but
it did, didn't it?
In good teams, they get it done, regardless of how it looks in the mid-game.
Yeah.
Gambit's very good at different strategies too. I know a lot of people were saying they're like, oh, the Visage is what they did all the time. And then there were a lot of times they stuck to it, but they're picking different heroes. Their players are very talented, and they're going to definitely take it to the top teams. So who knows? Maybe Gambit might turn it around and end up playing Secret in the upper bracket. You never know.
Yep. Okay, let's take a look at the lower bracket, where OG will take on Team Asta and Chaos will take on Mineski. And the winners of OG versus Asta will play Ninjas in Pyjamas as well. So those are the roadmaps for the lower bracket, and obviously one more team of either Fnatic or Gambit will drop down and play Mineski or Chaos in the other one as well. So there it is, mapped out on the lower bracket as far as ESL One Katowice is concerned. We've come to the end of the day, gents. Feels a bit weird that we've already done the group stages and we're already attacking the bracket stage, and we already know Team Secret's finished in the top 3.
Yeah, it is. It's moving fast, but that's the benefit of like taking a sword and just cutting off the bottom 2 of every group. You're like, sorry, you suck. See ya.
Yeah. We should make a mention for the 4 that we've lost. Forward, FTD, Complexity, and Alliance all dropping out. Of those, which is the most surprising?
Forward Gaming, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
even though that you knew after the major they weren't in a particularly good mind space.
But still, it's 5 great players. Yeah. They've had moderate stability. They had a pretty good TI run. Yeah, I would expect them to do better than that. They did barely miss the cut. They could have just won like 1 game versus Mineski, right? And they would have been up instead of them. So they just dropped the ball really hard right at the finish line, and they had to go back, and yeah, that's why they're gone.
Yeah, it's weird because Complexity were in the same position, Will, but you almost feel like they slightly overperformed, if anything.
I guess, but at this, like, winning that game against Fnatic, I guess, is overperforming.
Yeah, well, they also beat Nip as well.
Yeah, that's true, but at the same time, like, come on. Like, they had 2 very winnable games.
Yes, and they should have won at least one of those 2 games at the end of the day.
You get to control your fate.
Yeah.
You beat Aster, a team that looked like they were reeling themselves. They were ahead in both games, too. That's the heartbreaking part about it all.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's been another fun day. Thank you very much, gents. It's time to close things down here at day number 3 in Katowice. A quick reminder for you, though, the MVP by Mercedes-Benz is open. If you've seen anything you want to reward one of the players with today, please do head over to the website right now and place your votes. Of course, you can be like these guys and just be a bit cagey about it and wait until the grand final, but I wouldn't recommend it. If you see something, go and vote for your favourite player and put in the MVP. Remember, MVP, Mercedes-Benz, supporting Dota, supporting esports. Once more, we thank them very much. That is it for day number 3. We will see you tomorrow, where we head into the lower bracket, where it's do or die all day long, baby. All 3 series, someone's going home. See you tomorrow.
That they're going to be able to close this one out based on the way this game's been going, which means our next match. I told you it was a volley. They win. Oh, so many. There were 8-7 buybacks in that engagement.
That's a lot.
Another skewer.
Femi gets it without the RP. The clap will come out, but Resolution, he's already TPing away.
Yeah, the bash.
The bash. He actually cancels, then crits him down as well. Resolution is gone.
Nation dictates that because you've taken the mid tower, you have control, you need more heroes down at bottom right now.
Yeah, they're going to be able to catch Z-Freak. Sylar is going to be able to help his team finish spot, but oh, with that.
This time, he's got the whole squad behind him. Look at this TP, 3-4-3. He's like, I'm alive again. Oh, God, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. What? Z-Freak is going to be able to pull back. Sylar, what's the Ravage look like? The Ravage is going to be able to catch even the Drone Ranger in the back lines. Oh, no, that Omni Slash bounced over the neutrals. It didn't stay on the Lone Druid, but Mushi stayed on the Lone Druid. Unfortunately, couldn't quite kill him. Kills the bear. That still is not enough to be able to kill. And double damage of the Lone Druid.
That bottle.
There's just too much. It's not going to be fast enough. XXS just now showing himself. The Omni Slash going down, but the Phantasm and Death is able to disjoint all that damage. And now this is a straight up disaster for Aster. They have to back up.
Got a mid one. It's going to be rotted. Fada's moving in with the BKB. Okay, he's getting a good start link up. The Freeze Grip's going to be down to Fada. The Mana Point will be used to cancel the Freeze Grip. Mid one dies. He's falling pretty low. The Nightmare will be used to try and save mid one, but he will fall. Get the